What is going on, everyone? Thank you, Rich. Thank you. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk. Well, right now it's two brothers, but we'll be back eventually. So we're here. We're talking about comic books, TV, movies, video games, toys, action figures, anime, and much, much more. I'm your boy Chris St. Victor. I got my light skinned brother next to me, Rich. Below me, I got
Hey,
my white skinned brother, Jack. And
hey.
we're here just talking about all the stuff that geeks talk about. So let's just get into it, fellas. How was your week? What are you guys up to? I guess, Jack, you go first since Rich looks frozen to
I
me.
mean, it looks like he ballooned himself and his thing's gone bust. So
Pause.
yeah, no, you're stuck in somewhere, Rich. My week's been good. Been working a lot. I
There you go.
which I guess that's just what we say at in this stage of our life now. It's like, what have you been doing? Well, I'm working a lot. Well, I'm working a lot. Seems like I'm
Yeah.
always working a lot lately. Um, I started Code 8. I did not finish.
Oh.
I didn't finish. And then I did play a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, not a tremendous amount, but enough to say I at least played it a little bit this week.
All right.
Okay. All right. That's what's up.
What about you,
Me?
Rich? What'd you
Me?
do?
Oh, yeah. Nothing. Work. Just work. That's really all I've done. Um. I started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine again. If I haven't said
Oh,
that
how is
last
that?
week,
My cousin swears by that.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is hilarious. Hilarious. If you ain't into it, then you just don't have a sense of humor. I don't know what to tell you. You got Terry Crews in there. You got whatever the main dude's name is. You got
Andy Samberg, yeah.
you got a lot of people, and the dude that plays Captain Holt. I'm horrible with names, but he passed away. But he is
Andre Brower. Yeah.
hilarious, hilarious. Like he plays like this deadpan, like serious tone all the time. Every once in a while he'll change it, but yeah, he's just great. He's like, "Don't you think I'm happy? I'm smiling right now. It's freaking great." That started watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force for some reason. I guess just to have background noise, and that's about it. No,
Okay.
oh no, I rewatched Super 8. I'm sorry.
Code 8.
Code 8. I watched the first one to kind of get a refresher where we're at with it, and yeah, I did watch Code 8 again, part two, and yeah, that's it.
All right. All right.
That's it. What's going on with you? How you doing?
Before we get to Chris, I remember one other thing that happened this week that I actually want to talk to you about. And I think this is the most appropriate time to do it. So before we get to Chris, have you guys seen what's going on with McDonald's?
Oh,
No.
the anime manga things that they have going on.
So they're
Yeah, McDonald's.
they've rebranded. Their M is upside down, and if you're into anime, Rich, so you know, their whole brand is now an anime line.
Yeah,
Wow, just for me.
and it's even on the back of the receipts. I got my receipt and I'm looking at it, I'm like, what is this? And I turned it around. Like, there's a whole
Really?
like
It's
three
it's
panels behind there.
with McDonald's, and like I've even seen it on some stores where they've gone so far with this, they've actually flipped the M, the giant, 10-foot, 20-foot M upside down on the store.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it. I mean, they've
Yeah,
committed to it.
they got like a new sauce and some other stuff. So, yeah, yeah.
I
All right.
guess that's what it is. Okay, now Chris, how was your week?
Okay. Okay. So it's been a lot of work, like everyone else. So we're doing budgets and stuff like that. So I've had a lot of kickoff meetings this week. So because I had a lot of kickoff meetings, that means I've been doing a lot of printing, a lot of painting. So I've just been sitting silently. So
Okay,
first thing I painted was the cartoon Donatello.
That was good.
nice.
Yeah, thank you. It came out. So it goes good with the Raphael that I got. So I printed them in two different greens and made their shells
Oh,
a little bit. There you go. What? Almost.
wait, wait. I'm gonna get you
Almost.
there.
Almost.
There
There
we
you
go.
go. So I made the shells a little bit different colors, give them a little bit. Because remember the toys in the '80s that all the greens were slightly different.
Yeah.
And then and you can't have the turtles without having a shredder.
Yeah.
And then the Shredder has a cape that goes with it.
Jesus.
All right.
So
You got a
that's cool.
magazine like a stick.
This
And then
guy's just straight making toys.
straight up. And then there's Rocksteady.
Yeah. This guy. All right.
So that was it. And then I did watch Code 8, fell asleep at the end. Started watching Ted. It's all right.
Uh-huh.
And then what else? And
Wait, you say you started watching Ted?
Ted,
The
yeah,
TV.
yeah, the series on Peacock.
Oh yeah, I did start watching that. I forgot. I
Yeah.
think I'm on like episode 5 or something like that.
It has moments where it's
Yeah.
funny. It's all right. Not bad. It's all right. If you like Family Guy, you'll probably dig it.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
All
All
right.
right. You know what? Usually we'd ask each other, but let's go to our robot overlords
Here we
and
go.
see what they have for us. Alexa, tell me a medieval joke.
What did people do before sandpaper was invented? They just roughed it.
I don't know how medieval that is, but I guess.
Okay.
I'm trying to stay on the theme of Damsel, but
Should
all
have
right.
got a
All right.
girl power joke.
Yeah. Well, it'd be about cooking and cleaning.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
Happy Women's Day.
I guess just get us canceled.
All right.
I want everyone to know that
Oh.
Chris does not reflect the views of the rest of the cast.
Oh,
and
man.
I want to reflect that absolutely when we're off, that's exactly what Jack talks about. How women should be cooking, cleaning,
Now
back
just
to the
lying
kitchen.
in a public forum. Lying
Walk
on a
behind
public
me and
forum.
don't
I
step
can't
on my
stand you
shadow.
defending yourself. Insane.
No, I'm
Step
joking.
on
Jack
my
is actually
shadow.
Jack is actually the most progressive and tolerant one out of all of us. So we can
And
all
that's-
learn from Jack.
That's not saying much, though, if you've met me.
All right, let's redeem
Nice joke.
this. Let's go straight. Blow through all the stop signs. Blow through all the red lights.
Mhm.
In honor of Women's Day. And we'll get to the collector's corner.
You know, it is the Oscars.
It is. Is that why you dressed up? Are you going to an Oscar party after this?
That's right. I cut out of the Oscars to come do this thing.
Ah.
Good job. Well, we appreciate that, Jack. We appreciate that,
Mhm.
Jack. Jack, tell me what time it is.
Well, LA time is 4:00. Is this a joke?
No, Jack.
Oh,
Jack,
it's
you-
show and tell time. Hey, you
Jack,
got me started.
we have been doing this show for years.
And
So
there's
here-
nobody watching it today. This
No.
this one's just for us.
Who cares? Look, whether people watch us or not, I'll still do this because again, this is for us. And if other people enjoy it, then that's great. But okay. Anyway, here at the Collector's Corner, we show off stuff from our collections, whether it's worth $1 million, realistically in Jack's case, or just sentimental value, which is sometimes in all of our cases, except for Rich. Rich tends to show all brand new stuff that he buys. But fellas, what do you got? Who's going first?
Well, I'll go first. I have some somewhat brand new. Well, it's new to me, but it's old. Was it Godfather Collectibles? I forgot the name of the place in the Palisades Mall. We did a video on it, me and Lawrence and our niece and nephew. So check that out. But they have a whole bunch of crap. They from pops to brand new figures to comics, right? I believe they have comics. But they also have used stuff, and sometimes I peruse their collections. And I forgot I bought these guys a while back. And yeah, I got a weird Colossus.
Oh
Sick.
shoot!
Yeah, so these are
I don't
loose.
know why a good Colossus figure is always cool to me.
Yeah. So these are loose figures that they sell, and out of the package, everything like that, and
Those
usually
looks loose.
no accessories. Yeah, but he's a little loose, right? But I got some stands I could put him on if need be. When I put him up, he got foot pegs and everything like that. But I got some stands that go around the waist. But he looks. It's a dope scope. I mean, look, it got
That is
nice
dope.
articulation. Hands open up. We want to crush things.
That's a
You
Marvel Legends figure, I think, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. And then right next to him, when I got him, was a Hulk Buster.
Oh, sick.
And
Hold
I-
on, Rich.
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
You have him?
And
yeah.
that's how Chris derails the show.
So he has actually a little hole in his back, so I could find something to put back there to keep him up. But yeah,
Yeah.
kinda. I don't
It's
know
the
what
same
version.
one.
I don't know what version this one is.
I don't know. Yours seems shinier than mine, but we
Your
just be
elbow,
doing.
your
Yeah,
shoulder
but
pads.
he opens up the head and you got Tony.
Oh
Tony in
shit!
there.
You have a head?
Yeah, I got a head. See, you got a different. You got a different version. I think yours is from the MCU.
You
I think
got
so.
Ruffalo in yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me. I
Damn.
don't know.
Yours is.
I don't know. Yeah, I got the comic book version right here. See
I'm
my
a little
man
bit jealous. I'm not gonna lie.
chilling, and it's pretty detailed in there too. He got speakers in there. Look, right? He got speakers in the back there, if you can see, and then got different controls. I don't know if he's hitting these controls with his chin or what, but either
Yeah,
way,
his tongue.
yeah. But yeah, this dude's pretty dope. I'm gonna put him up. He's a little loose too, but you know, he'll stand up nice with one of my stands that I have that I bought off of Amazon for cheap. But yeah, that's what I got. The little loosies, you know. I think I have another one. I don't remember where I put it though.
Oh, wait, did they just hold yours up again, Rich?
Yeah.
Did they just take it and change the head on it? Because it looks like the
Can we
color
get
pattern
you
looks
guys
a little
side
bit
by
different.
side?
No, I think yours is.
There we go. Now hold it up. Yeah, see, yours is similar but different. I mean, it's definitely different.
It's definitely different.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which year this one came from.
I don't
But
know. Mine is.
this is Toy Biz 2006.
Damn, I'm getting old. I'm trying to read mine.
He needs lights and glasses.
Yeah, I don't know what this says. I can't even read the bottom of it. Who the hell knows? I've had it for a while though. Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I always like, you know what? I always like the loose figures, especially for guys like us who like to open up the stuff. Sometimes you get some good deals, and you know you're not so worried about it being in the package, so you can get some good deals and.
Oh yeah. There was a cyborg Spider-Man that I was gonna, or actually Spider-Woman, excuse me, that was in the other place that I go to, Gotham. Where are you? Anyway, Gotham something. It's up in the Palisades again, and the box was so tattered, like it looked like someone took it and was playing soccer with it down the hallways and whatnot. It was like ripped up, and they wanted like $60 for the thing. I'm like, yeah, it's mine. And I looked on Amazon. They wanted like $30. I'm like, I'll go to Amazon if I want to pick this up. So I was like, forget it. Anyway,
Nice.
who's next? What you got?
Jack, what you got?
Well, that's another big thing about like selling old toys. People have an inflated sense of the value because so much of that value is kind of like cards and comics. It depends on the condition of the thing. So if you're really trying to get max value, you have to have that thing in like ridiculous condition.
Yeah.
All right, my show and tell today is a little more sentimental. I'm showing off my tie.
Nice.
This is the first tie I purchased by myself.
Okay.
And it is that classic mullet Superman.
Did you buy it in the 90s?
I did buy this in the 90s.
Nice. Okay. And just
that's what I'm showing off. Now, while I'm showing off stuff, I'll show off this this bookmark that I got.
Dope.
Oh, all right.
Pretty cool. Pretty sure my sister gave this to me.
Yeah.
She
Very
tends
nice.
to do cool stuff like this. And that's it. That's my show and tell this week. Bookmark and tie.
Nice, Jack. Nice. So where the heck that book? Oh, here it is. Look, this may have been shown. There's a lot like them, but this one's mine. My steel finally came in the mail.
Nice.
We just become best friends.
We just became best friends.
Yo, mine's pimped out though. Yours is okay.
Yeah, mine's still factory written. Rich, did you order one?
I did not know.
Yeah.
It's actually a really sick figure. The problem with it, Chris, is his sledgehammer is kind of whack. So you have to.
Sledgehammer is bent in the package. It's already bent in the package.
Yeah. So what I did, and if you want to see how to do this easy, go check out the video. It's on our channel. Hint, hint, wink, wink. All you watching? I took a paintbrush, a small paintbrush,
Right.
And
Let me
just
make you big so you can
say
explain it.
again.
No, let me make you big so you can explain it. Go
Wait,
ahead.
wait, put it side by side so you can see the difference. So I recolored them up, but then what I did was you have to fix this sledgehammer because that sledgehammer he comes with is just trash. So I
Yeah.
took a small paintbrush, cut off the end of that hammer you got, and then
Oh,
a
Hey,
super glue
your hammer looks. Why does your hammer look mad cool?
because
Jack.
I touched them up. I put texture on it.
Yeah, shoot, that Jack's favorite word.
Battle
So
damage.
I'm curious to see. Let me just get up a second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yo, check out that S too.
that's
Look at
pretty
the
dope.
S thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
curious.
I
Nah,
gotta tell you the truth. It's one of the cooler McFarlane figures in my book. But the color palette on him just needs some retooling.
no,
So
you did good with the hammer though.
so this is the DC Direct steel. So I'm
Why does that look
curious.
muted?
Obviously,
It looks
yeah. I
like
mean, look, I'm gonna go back to being big.
Yeah, go back to being big.
Um, hold on a second. So I'm curious to compare it to how the DC Direct figure was. So I'm
huh.
curious. I like steel. Steel is cool.
Well, the
So
thing about that DC Direct one is it's a little more.
that
Yeah, that one's good.
one.
It's a little more obviously traditional with the color palette. At least the where the color separations are.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm curious. And if you see, guys, so the artist name escapes me, but I have a steel sketch from the artist that did some of the steel comic book work up here.
That's
He
sick.
sketched it for me. He was
Nice.
there for he does a lot of I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he does a lot of other real like bigger titles.
Mhm.
But all I cared about was like, listen, can you do a sketch of steel for me? And he was so cool and so um he was just cool and he just did it for me. So I was very, very appreciative of it. So
Nice.
All right, pretty dope.
cool. All right. Now look, enough talking, enough smiling, enough
Are we
having
skipping the
fun.
news?
Are we
And we're,
skipping the news?
Oh
we're
shoot, you're
skipping
right.
the news.
No, we're not. Let's go to the news. Give me my April O'Neil.
Jaw-breaking news.
All right. So let me start off with the sad stuff first. Creator of Dragon Ball Z, Akira Toriyama, died this week at 68 years old from a subdermal hematoma.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z is probably the most famous anime among colored folk. So, am
Hey,
I lying?
now you are 100% correct. Even if they don't admit to watching it at the time, you talk to them now as adults, they'll be like, "Yeah, nah, I watch Dragon Ball Z
You
like
may
crazy."
not watch anime, but you watch Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
So
it's the only anime that people don't consider anime. You know?
it's true. I mean, you guys all know my stance on anime, and I love Dragon Ball Z. I had I played the video games, I watched
Yeah.
it, I watched the movies. So
Mhm.
Live action?
no,
Oof.
no, 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 of
Oof.
course not. Of course not.
Unfortunately,
Sick.
fortunately, I watched that one.
Of course not. But I watched all the good stuff. So it's a big loss, and he'll be missed. I mean, it's crazy that you can create something that can live like almost live forever, which is kind of cool that you really leave your stamp on the earth. So
Yeah.
his family has that to kind of give them a little solace as they lost a loved one. So yeah. Next, hey, My Adventure Superman. Lawrence loves this cartoon. We reviewed it. We gave it good reviews. Jack, you liked it too, right?
Yeah, it's good content. It's good Superman content. It's specific. It's specific, but it's
Right.
definitely good content.
So we're definitely getting a season 2, and season 2 is
Okay.
gonna have a comic tie-in. That's gonna set it up before it's released. This is not uncommon. We see this a lot, especially with Marvel. Does it a lot with the movies. They'll do like a prequel line, a prequel story arc that's prior, kind of sets up where the movie should pick up. But it's kind of cool that DC is doing it with My Adventures of Superman. So I'm excited for it. I liked it. So we'll see what happens when it comes out. But we'll be down to watch it. We'll probably be talking about it when it comes out in June. Because
Nice.
the comic launches in June, and I think the cartoon, the season 2 drops shortly after that. So it should be
Okay.
good.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Huh. It's like that, is it?
I mean, I wasn't a fan of the first one, so.
Nah, I thought it was cool. I liked it. It was good times.
How did you
Uh,
like it? Has anime inspiration. That's the thing that gets me.
It does, but you know what though? But it felt very, very much like the Dini verse and the Bruce Timm verse, like the original, like Superman, Batman, Justice League. It felt very, very akin to that, even though the style was different. But the themes and it felt like it was cut out of that vein. So that's why I dug it.
Okay,
So,
you say so.
so next, Rich, I know you're excited. Star Wars Skeleton Crew receives an update. So Skeleton Crew is about 4 teens. They're giving it like a Stranger Things type take where you're gonna have it says it's gonna feel like an 80s Amblin show about like coming to age of 4 teens lost in space. So
Okay.
it's gonna come out on Disney Plus.
It's live
We'll
action.
see. Live action. Hopefully, it'll be here by the fall. But we'll see what happens. With Disney
Skeleton
Plus.
Crew? Like, how does that work? Like, I mean, we'll see because I canceled my Disney Plus, so at the end of the
Did
month,
you?
it's done. Yeah, I don't look at anything on it. I was looking at it on Bad Batch, but then I kind of fell off on it, and I was looking at Gargoyles, but I fell off on that as well. I was like, let me just get rid of it because I'm not watching it. So
We use Disney Plus a lot in this house because number one, I have a 6-year-old, so we watch a ton of Bluey, ton of Big City Greens, and we watch a lot of the family stuff. And then you have all the Marvel catalogs. You have a lot of the legacy Marvel cartoons are on Disney Plus too, which is awesome. But I don't know.
if we have to watch something out, I'll just restart it again for the month. But other than that, but what's Skeleton Crew about? It sounds like it's going to be
it's about 4 teens that are lost in space.
So it has nothing to do with like a crew of
skeletons. No, not a crew.
No.
But like just a small crew of like stormtroopers or something, like an abandoned outpost or something.
I don't know. I don't know.
That title would make more sense.
I don't know where it takes place, what time period it takes place in the Star Wars universe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure a lot about Skeleton Crew. All I know is it's going to be like an 80s coming of age story in space.
That's great. Good vague piece of news, Chris.
It is.
I mean, I'm giving you what I got.
Star Trek has a similar cartoon called Below Deck, and it's all about, or Lower Deck, excuse me. It's all about the lower deck freaking crew members that you don't see. And
but that's a comedy thing. It sounds like what Chris is talking about is more Stranger Things coming of age story.
Yep.
We'll see. All right. Well, maybe.
All right.
I mean, it's gonna have levity. It's gonna have comedy, but
yeah, we'll see. Hey,
what else?
James Gunn said he'd love to work with Grant Gustin. So Grant Gustin plays Flash in the Arrowverse in the CW universe. Ever since all the drama that's been going on with Ezra Miller, fans have been clamoring. Since it makes sense. It's a multiverse. It's been around. Like, why not have him step into the shoes and take out a problematic actor?
I enjoy him as the Flash when I used to.
I mean, everybody does.
Yeah, I mean, this guy. Go ahead.
No, keep going.
No. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, how old is Grant getting at this point? Because isn't the Flash like in his early 20s? I mean, all these comic book characters are typically in their early 20s, mid 20s to early 30s.
I'll tell you how old Grant Gustin is. Grant Gustin is 34 years old. So he's still.
And how old is the quintessential Flash figure, though?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not a huge Flash guy, so I don't know. But I think
you're not a Flash guy.
I mean, I like Flash, but I don't know.
You have all the Flash comics?
No.
Was it bad showing us his Flash comics on here?
Sebastian has Flash comics, but I'm not. I mean, Flashpoint, but there's no reference to his age. But late 20s, early 30s is a good age group because if he's married, has Iris is in the mix and stuff like that, it makes sense to have him late 20s, early 30s, which he can play.
Yeah, he's generally in his 24 to 28. So yeah, early 20s or mid 20s to late 20s.
Yeah.
So he's still good. He's still good. What are you trying to say, Jack? We're not old. We're still young.
Nah, man. Think about Hollywood. They love everyone. Gonna lie about their age a little bit.
Yeah. So
I'm going on 24 this year.
there you go. You look great for 24.
And
Thanks,
I'm
man.
62.
There you go. That's how I feel.
You
Look,
look
without a haircut, this is all gray. So
You don't want me to shave. I'll freaking de-age like that. Like,
hey, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. You guys remember that meme that
yeah.
was floating around? And then when Vinny Jones said it in X-Men, everyone went crazy. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
So the Deadpool and Wolverine guys approached Vinny Jones to be Juggernaut again, to show up in the movie.
Yeah.
And guess what he said?
He said, no.
Yeah, he said no. He said no because he said that he had such a hard time getting into that costume that he'll never do it again.
Yeah.
So he said he couldn't do anything. He said you could only drink through a straw, and they couldn't strike a deal for him to get back into the Juggernaut costume.
Yeah.
You know, someone else says something. You know, a lot of those actors who got to go under heavy prosthetics to do these roles, they say similar stuff all the time. It's torture.
But how heavy are the prosthetics for Juggernaut, though?
It was a full body, like even
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, Vinny Jones, what are you doing though?
but I
He's
mean,
out here chilling, you know.
even Scarlet Black Widow's costume was notoriously horrible. She couldn't. That thing was so skin tight. She couldn't wear anything under it, and
Terrible.
I know, and it was hot. It was so hot, she would just sweat the whole
Yes,
time.
it was.
Like disgusting sweat under that tight costume.
I just turned into a different podcast, Jack. Because
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Even Voldemort, the guy, Fiennes, man.
Oh, Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, man. He said he would never do it again. He says as interesting as it was to do it, he said it was horrific getting in and out of the makeup.
I don't know.
Ron
I guess-
Perlman talked about it. He goes sitting in the chair
Right.
for 6 to 8 hours.
Oh, for Hellboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all these like heavy prosthetics, you're sitting in that makeup chair for 6 to 8 hours sometimes.
Yeah. And Hellboy was what, from the waist up, if I'm not mistaken, because his legs were
Yes,
still
and he had a whole arm too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's dedication.
I guess. Are you guys sitting down for this?
I think so.
I'm sorry to announce Dakota Johnson says she's probably done playing Madam Web.
After one go,
Not surprised.
She says it doesn't make sense in that world, and she's probably not going to do a movie like that ever again.
I mean,
You
she
know,
didn't even know what movie she was playing for. She thought she was in the MCU. She's actually for Sony. She didn't know. They didn't know where they were at, so it don't matter.
listen, it's here's what I think the hardest thing for anyone stepping into any of this content. Fans are obnoxious, you know, and to get that level of hate over just working on a role. You're an actor auditioning for something, you're going to take the job. You booked a job that's incredible. You're going to make X amount of money that's going to pay your bills and you can live and breathe. You take the job. But then the backlash of just how ugly the fan base is sometimes, that's why she's not taking it.
Did you see
Yeah.
any of the interviews that they had, the press tours and everything?
Oh.
Yeah, when she said she's guaranteed that everyone's going to see this thing twice because it'd be such a.
Oh,
There was some of that. They were they really did not know what they signed a contract for.
Well,
They
Sydney
really didn't
Sweeney
know.
had the same thing. She thought she was disappointed when she found out she wasn't integral part of the MCU.
Well, you know, the funny thing about the press tours is these actors are contracted to go speak positively of these films.
Yeah.
As part of their contracts, whether they believe it or not.
Some of them speak themselves positively right into a hole, and then it shows. Like,
Yeah.
so.
Well, it's, you know, there's a balance to be found in all things, but I have a little empathy for the situation people are put in, because often the actors so far down the line in the creative process of these giant tentpole contents that they're really just the figurehead in the face that takes the brunt force drama and trauma of the event that the masses see, when really it should almost always be directed towards the studios, the producers, and then lower down the directors, the writers, and then lower down the actors,
Yeah.
Well,
Actors.
I blame them all.
That's
Putting
fair.
out garbage. So either way,
That's
either
fair.
way.
I mean, that's fair. The content's the content. And in other news, Chris,
All right, last thing. I'm going to share my screen for this joint because
Okay, what's happening here?
I'm excited for this. Lego is announcing
Oh.
Batman, the animated series Lego set.
Okay.
Check this out. So it's from exactly.
All right.
So it's based on the Dini verse. What we were just talking about. Bruce Timm and Paul Dini created one of the greatest cartoons ever created, and it looks freaking dope. So you have this whole scene of Gotham in Lego. You get some figures, and then you just mount it on your wall.
That's
I'm
dope.
buying it. 100%. I'm buying this.
That's dope. Yeah, you mount it on your walls out the way. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, right. So I
would
hyped for this.
recommend not gifting that to Lawrence, as he's still yet to put together his gauntlets.
Well,
That's pretty sick.
it
It's
is.
pretty dope, right?
Yeah. That's
It's
really
gonna look good on the wall when I eventually get it.
It's big too. It look like it probably fit right in between that space right
I'm
there.
telling you, you'll
No,
make
you
space
got
in
no
this joint.
what space you talking about, Rich?
Well,
You ain't got no space.
Those will be going soon. I'm selling everything. Everything must go.
Really? I got
Well,
one bit
not
of
everything.
news.
A few.
Go ahead, Jack.
All right, so one bit of news for those of you who are Avatar fans. Avatar did get greenlit for a season 2 and 3 back to back.
This is
Yes,
true.
and there was a rumor that it wasn't getting picked up earlier in the week. I saw.
Really?
Yeah,
fans-
it was going around some of the sites, and then I saw they came out with like logos for like 2 and 3, and that's when I
Yeah.
saw the 2 and 3 release. So
Yeah, I'm not. And it was posted on the IG too.
Mhm.
If you check that out and answer
Right.
the questions. I throw little questions up there, little surveys.
there you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rich is talking about the Three Brothers Instagram account that you can
Yes.
definitely check out if you want a little more interaction with us. It's a quiet day today. The Oscars are going on, and it seems like it's still just us, gents.
Yeah,
It-
I mean we got
No, we got
8
our
people in
tens
here.
of- Yeah, we got our tens of watchers. We're still here.
Wow, we got tons of watchers. Are they? We got no one talking to us. Talk to us on the feed if you're actually out there. It could just be
Yeah.
bots who are watching us.
But all right, shall we keep it moving, fellas?
Let's go. Let's
You
go.
guys feel like losing a
All
debate?
right. Yeah, let's go. So now it's time. Stop being polite. Start getting
Right.
real.
Yeah, yeah.
We're here for the debate.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right. So you, Jack. Yes, you, Rich. You are going to take over. You are going to take over and rule the world and subjugate humanity. You need 3 beings to help you. Anyone you engage will be 100% loyal to you, regardless of their code. The downside is anyone you introduce, you essentially introduce their universe into your reality. Who are you picking and why? Hey, Connie, no worries. Better late than never.
Better late than never. So, do we want to throw all 3 at once, or you want to go around?
We'll go one at a time.
All right, I'll go
This
first.
is definitely a you question. Like you don't ever get Chris power. Chris is definitely taking over the world.
I am destined to be an evil villain. I know what's best for the world, and I will sculpt the world in my image.
Yeah, right.
All right.
All right.
Jack, you got it.
So we get 3
3 picks.
beings to put on our team,
Right.
Yes.
and they have to do whatever we tell them to do.
Yep. And their
implicitly.
moral code is null and void. Their moral
Okay.
code is your moral code.
All right. In the number 3 slot, I'm taking Superman, but not just any Superman. I'm taking Cosmic Armored Superman.
Okay.
You guys know who Cosmic Armored Superman is?
I
I
assume
don't,
he
but
has-
I'm Yeah.
Assuming he
Tell
has
you right
cosmic
now,
armor.
Cosmic Armored Superman consumed the power of 52 universes and over 10 billion stars. He's an outerversal robot with the ability to infinitely adapt to any strength or power level.
Okay.
He's the strongest incarnation of any Superman in the comics. So in my number 3 slot, I'm taking Cosmic Armored Superman.
All right.
Okay. All right.
All right. I can get with that.
He has 2 different color eyes. Did he shoot like 2 different levels of kryptonite? What does that work?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that works,
Oh, okay. All right.
but he's very powerful.
Okay. All right. All right. Cosmic. Yeah. He looks like a robot. He got a dope little emblem on his hand as well. Okay.
All
All
right.
right. I guess
So
I'll go next.
go ahead.
I mean, I'm gonna need, since we're getting people to do our bidding, right? So I'm gonna need someone to actually go out and handle the dirty work of things, right? So my main guy will be Silver Surfer because that's what he does. He goes
Ooh.
out there and he handles the dirty work for Galactus.
Yeah.
Well, used to anyway.
Well, used to, but he's under my control. He's gonna be back to doing it. So Silver Surfer is gonna be my number 3.
Okay. All right. It makes
Yeah.
sense. So I broke it down into 3 categories. I'm gonna need a creator, a psychic, and an enforcer.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll go with my psychic. I'm taking Scarlet Witch. She can, because if you're gonna subjugate people, you don't necessarily want to rule them
Wow.
out of fear. You want them to think they want to be ruled, and
So we're
the
gonna.
key to that is having a powerful psychic to control their wills and bend their wills as you need. So
I gotta tell you, Chris, that didn't end up working out too well for her in the comics. Because Scarlet Witch in the comics, if you read House of M, she basically does that. She creates a utopia for all existence, and then all existence starts gnawing away at this utopia because it just didn't
because
work.
they made the same mistake they made in the early Matrixes. Remember in the Matrix, they said we tried it, we tried to make it perfect, and we couldn't because
Right.
everyone would rebel against a perfect world. I'm not making a perfect utopia. I didn't say I was giving everyone what they wanted. I'm just giving you enough to sustain as you bend to my will and do as I see fit.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
So I think I win round 1.
I don't know.
I
You gotta look at them
guess
all in one.
Cosmic
Go ahead.
Superman. I mean,
All right, round 2. Here's my number 2 slot. In my number 2 slot, I'm putting Ben 10.
wait, hold on. I'm reading Cosmic Superman's classifications: higher dimensional machine of the monitors and literal plot device.
Yeah. He is what he is. He is what he is.
Okay, keep on
All right,
going.
in my number 2 slot, I'm putting Ben 10 Alien X. Now, Ben 10
Okay.
Alien X, for those of you who don't know, has the ability to warp reality, time, and space. He is so strong that he survived the universe being destroyed and he took 0 damage. This guy is so powerful that he can create an entire multiverse with just 6 thoughts. So that's my number 2 slot, Ben 10 Alien X.
I haven't watched
Okay.
Ben 10 in a while. All right. He
What
seems
you
he
got,
seems OP.
Yeah, to say
Forward
the
of creation. Yeah. Okay. All right. My second is Franklin Richards.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
he's super duper strong.
yeah. I mean, he's kind of going to be like my creator and my manipulator in a way, right?
who's
Okay.
Franklin Richards?
The son of Sue and Reed Richards. He's supposedly I forgot his storyline, but he's one of the most powerful beings in Marvel.
Yeah, empowered with psionic and reality manipulation abilities.
Mhm.
So he's gonna be molding what I need to be molded, and then you got him. I mean, he could probably be an enforcer in his own right, but compartmentalize as Chris wants to do. So I got my enforcer, Silver Surfer. I got my molder, my manipulator, Franklin Richards. I mean, what are we talking about?
All right. My manipulator is going to
Hold on. Wait a
be
second. Wait a second. Thank you.
excellent choice. Rich.
I appreciate you.
Are you guys not listening to what I'm saying here?
What?
I'm like
Sorry.
I'm on
What?
fire.
Wow, that's
What's your
humble.
second choice, Chris?
I'm surprised you didn't jump on it. Dr. Manhattan. Dr.
Dr.
Manhattan
Manhattan.
can
Huh.
create anything, and his power is through the roof.
He
So
can.
I can
But he gets
resculpt
bored
it.
easily. I feel like he gets bored easily. What are
It
you going
doesn't
to do when
matter.
he's
He
like,
doesn't
I
need
don't feel
that.
like being here anymore?
Like
They're
he's
under
gonna do what you
control.
tell him to do.
Yep. That's part that's not a red flag because it was part of the question. 100% loyal to you, regardless of their moral code.
Okay. All right.
Dr. Manhattan is my creator, my
So let's be
not my
honest.
enforcer. That's for round three.
You want Dr. Manhattan there because he's just walking around with his dong out, right?
Right.
Well, we both will be walking around with our dongs out.
Wow.
Right.
What kind of world are you making here, Chris?
This is my world we in, baby.
Wow.
Dongs
All right.
out. Let's go.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Well, listen, I got to tell you, that's the first right choice Chris said, because in my number one slot, the person I would take can travel at the speed of 87 quadrillion times the speed of light.
Of course.
Is
Okay.
able to sense the past and the future on an outer dimensional level. And this
Yeah.
guy is so powerful that he literally turned the Anti-Monitor into dust. For those of you who don't know, the Anti-Monitor is the most powerful supervillain DC Comics ever created.
Yeah, from
And
Crisis,
so
right?
I would take Dr. Manhattan in my first slot. There's no one more powerful than Dr. Manhattan. He's the
Agreed.
strongest thing. He's not just the strongest thing in DC content. He's the strongest fictional character ever created, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
This is true. All right. All right. Yeah. Dr. Manhattan. Cool.
You got Rich.
I guess mine's. I mean, I picked Doctor Strange. It's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
He's a
He's a
doctor, right?
doctor. Yeah.
He can manipulate realities and and dimensions and so on and so forth. So Sorcerer Supreme,
Yeah.
right? I mean, probably not as good as Dr. Manhattan,
Definitely
but
not
at
as
least
good.
he has his clothes on. You know what I mean? Yeah.
At least he's got his clothes on.
You know?
And a flying cape.
And a flying cape. That's right.
Well, the flying cape, I get that. That makes sense.
Chris
All
just
right.
wants the flying cape with his dong out. All right.
Well,
Right.
I mean, it's a party, Rich. It's my world and it's a party.
All right. You got to hear the word dong one
All
more
right.
time.
My honorable mention in my consigliere is going to be Darkseid. Because I'm just going to keep him there because he's taking over and rule the world. So he's just going to give me like, Chris, this is what we need to do. So we do keep these people under your thumb. I'm like, all right, I see you, Darkseid.
Hit them boots on their neck. Don't ever let up.
Yep. But my official number 3 pick is the Spectre. He's my enforcer. He's one of the most powerful beings in DC. At one point they referred to him as the Spirit of Vengeance and the Divine Hand of God. He was a former angel, so he's super powerful. He can do crazy things, and I'm talking like you oppose me, I'm laying biblical plagues. I'm not just wiping you out. I'm wiping out your region. I'm wiping you out for generations. So,
So I think I think I hands down won this debate.
no way, Jack. Jack. You'll be 5 minutes of world domination and feel bad and want to like create world peace and stuff like that.
But I'd be able to do that. I mean, I'd be
So
able to
could
do
I.
that.
To be
All right,
fair,
wait,
Dr. Manhattan is with Dr. Manhattan. You can do whatever
Who
you
was
want.
your first choice? Three choice. Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. Why are you wearing shades, Jack? Inquiring minds would like to know.
Because he's throwing shade on me right now, Connie and last night.
One,
That's why.
because these shades are mad cool. Two,
They are
I was
mad
out.
cool.
I was out for a bike ride earlier, and it's bright. It's spring break.
There you go.
Sun is
Spring
out.
break.
Really?
Oh, that's still a thing, isn't it? Spring
It's
break.
time
It
for
is.
working out now. It's
I
time for
wouldn't
running.
know. Okay.
I discovered the fountain of youth, gentlemen. Do you know where it is?
Test
Where is it?
testosterone. Test sip.
It's under your feet. You just got to keep moving them.
Oh, there you
So yeah, I'm gonna get test. Thank you, Chris.
go. hormone replacement therapy is about youth. But yeah, Jack is way more introspective than I am. I go straight to drugs.
Just like I get vitamin D and I go outside. Like I don't know. Give me some
Hey,
pills.
So Chris, I will say this for Chris. Chris, you have the most diverse selection, but you only chose from Marvel and DC. Rich and I have a very small, diverse pool. I chose from DC, which DC tends to create godlike characters, and Rich has chosen all his characters from Marvel, which tend to be a little more down to earth. But as far as if our three cosmic universes went to battle, I'm sorry, gentlemen, you're just not walking out.
No way. I mean, I think Rich will be destroyed first, to be honest, because Dr.
First of
Manhattan.
all,
Because he
wow.
doesn't have a Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan messed up because what happened in Spider-Man? Didn't Peter Parker knock something over and screwed up the whole spell or something like that in Spider-Man?
What?
Or
That's,
you,
hold on, but you don't listen. Don't sit here and negate Franklin Richards. All right. He's the one creating the mid. I'm not sure exactly what Doctor Strange is going to do. He's just a backup, but
okay.
Franklin Richards is the main one creating the worlds and making things happen. All right.
All right. Interesting debate, gentlemen. Interesting debate.
Hold on. How do you explain that we all lose? I think the world would be a net positive if either one of us.
Right, we'd all win.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
need
we
me,
all win.
yeah. You need me telling you guys what to do. You need guys like
Right.
me. Yeah, of course. It's my hunger for powers is there.
Insatiable.
Insatiable. All right. So what now,
Who
guys?
is Northern Nomad? Who's Northern
Northern
Nomad?
Nomad.
Oh, new
Welcome.
guy. Grant
Hey.
disgusted. Oh, well. I
Yeah.
guess you're not a friend. You're not a fan of Grant. Would you Northern? Would you rather have Ezra Miller with all his drama?
They could
what?
just cast someone else, someone entirely new.
They could,
True.
but I feel like Grant deserves his spot. He's
You know-
carried that Flash for what, 9 seasons, 8 seasons?
Yeah, he's been rocking that for a while.
So let him have the crescendo to his Flash career.
Has he done anything else since he's been?
He did high school. No, he did. What was that stupid show on Fox where they would sing songs?
Sounds like High School Musical. I don't know.
It was like High School Music. Glee. He was on Glee.
Glee.
Yeah,
I guess.
and he did. I don't. Rich, you probably saw it. He did a movie in 2023 called Puppy Love, about a rom-com about puppies and falling in love.
Why would I watch that?
Like actual
That doesn't sound like anything I would watch. What?
That's true.
All right.
Connie
all right.
Lasker says, if you went to war, you'd all lose. That's not entirely true. I'd win. And if you joined forces, you'd all win. But
Connie, lose to who? That's what I want to know. Lose to who? No one can see us. No one can even come close to us.
and the funny thing is, with the exception of Rich, the rest of us can basically make multiverses.
Talking about Franklin Richards can make
Doctor
multiple.
Strange had a multiverse. Look how well that worked out for him.
He
had access to the multiverse. I'm talking about
Yeah.
creating my own multiverse.
Oh, wait a second.
I'll just get Ben 10 Alien X, make me a multiverse.
That's true.
But you wouldn't survive. Only he would survive if the worlds would collide and destroy themselves. So he's going
course
to
I'd
remake
survive.
you.
I'd say Dr. Manhattan, put me in a bubble. I don't want to lose myself.
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan can sculpt you and give you powers. He's Dr. Manhattan.
Exactly. I don't want to lose who I am. Just
Maybe I would just absorb. Let me absorb his power, and that's it. Who knows?
Northern Nomad says
Wait,
Grant's
what?
okay. They were just kidding.
Yeah, and he said, "Oh wait," Connie said, "I think that's incorrect, Jack."
You know what? Y'all are.
Wow, that's
y'all
humble.
are. Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Yes. Thank you, Connie. Has limitless. Where's my unlimited power? I took that off. Unlimited power. Anyway.
Northern Nomad says
That
bet
I'm
I'm older
older
than
than
y'all, suckers.
you might be.
You probably are. I just turned 24.
Yeah,
I just turned 62.
I'm 41. Damn.
All right. What's
All right.
next on the list?
What's next? There's only one thing left, and that's the reason why we're here.
Well, let's get to the reason why we're here.
Let's get to the main event. So we're here talking about Damsel. Tagline: This is not a fairy tale. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Reviews, guys. What'd you guys think?
Spoiler free?
Spoiler free. Yeah.
It's all right. I tell you, I talked to Rich. I'm sorry, I talked to Chris right before I watched it, and Chris said, if you go into it like you're watching a prequel to Game of Thrones, you might enjoy this.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta tell you, there was something to that because it kind of stuck in my mind, and I no spoilers. Hey man, I get what you're saying, and
You
it
see?
actually kind of worked for me. There
you go.
Yeah.
No,
Spoiler free.
What?
Spoiler free. I did not enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. There's some ridiculous stuff.
And what,
Well,
and,
there's one
and what
huge
was it?
plot hole we'll get to when we get
What
to
was it? What was
Yeah.
it that you enjoyed
Yeah.
it for?
We'll get to it about the huge plot hole. What do you think, Rich? Give your spoiler free.
They took ideas from different things, threw it together, and then just forgot what they were trying to make.
Oh, okay. You know what? I can't say that's not fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. I liked it. I thought it was it was actually it actually surprised me. It was significantly better than I thought it was going to be.
Because your expectations was like below the ground. That's
Maybe.
It's number one on Netflix right now.
It is number one on Netflix.
Oh man, IGN gave this thing a 3.
So I saw Rotten Tomatoes. It's at I forgot the percentage, but I just pulled it up on IMDb, and it's at a 6.3 out of 10.
I'll read those comments though. They're great.
This is not terrible. I thought it was a good time. It was fun. It wasn't boring. It's very, very much like Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, and all that other stuff that fits in that time period.
It's not. I mean, it's of that time period, but it's not of that content.
It is definitely not.
Well, it's definitely at the level. It's more.
I mean, it has a dragon in it.
It's more like the
It's a
Hobbit. It's really more like the
dragon.
Hobbit because it's more like the Hobbit than it is Game of Thrones. Actually,
It's more.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
it is. No, it
about
is.
right
The
you're
dragon.
just throwing all medieval based stuff and trying to
It
mush
is
it together.
the dragon.
like,
It's like Smog. The dragon is sentient.
yes.
That's the only-
Wait. Are we spoiling it then?
We
All
might
right,
as well
so,
spoil it. Let's go. Let's just
Let's
spoil
spoil
it.
it. Now, I will say Northern Light says that this movie is going to be up for Oscars later.
I don't know about that, Northern Lights, but it's a good time. It's fun.
Connie, Alaska.
There were enjoyable parts. That's true. There were
Enjoyable parts.
Yeah, when it ended.
And your mother loved this movie, 100%.
Yeah, my
Rich,
wife loved
your
this
mother
movie,
loved
too.
this movie.
My mother, I doubt it. My mother would think this is of the devil. All right.
So let me read the tagline. A dutiful damsel agrees to marry a handsome prince, only to find out
Did you
the
say
royal
dutiful?
family.
Yes,
Yeah, she's full of duty. She's doodle, baby. only to find out the royal family has recruited her as a sacrifice to pay an ancient debt.
Gee, just give the whole movie away.
I mean, that's the tagline, Jack. What do you tell you? That's
Wow.
the synopsis.
And that's the whole movie.
The movie's not that
That is the
complex, Jack. The
movie.
synopsis really gives away the entire
But
movie.
you don't get to that point till 40 minutes into the movie.
No,
Oh,
40,
man.
40 minutes. You know, it's funny you say 40 minutes, Jack, because when I was watching this movie, it starts off like a Disney fairy tale. And action doesn't actually happen until minute 40. Because I remember watching it and seeing like it's not till the prince tells her to close her eyes and chucks her down in the pit. It's like 40 minutes in. So I'll start off.
We're watching it. Corey Pearson says, "We're watching it now. Please stop spoiling it." Yeah,
Well-
and that's just what we'll do. We're gonna stop talking about this content. So Corey, welcome to the chat. Can finish.
We're just gonna stay shut, Corey. Just let us know when you're done watching.
We'll stay quiet here for an hour and a half while he finishes. You let us know when we can go again.
All right. So it opens up on this desolate. It looks.
Wait.
Look,
Can we jump to the 40-minute mark?
Because let me just set it up real quick. All
right, but man.
All right. Okay, so just like Game of Thrones, you have the
He's survived. No.
It ruins everything for everybody. Nice.
Oh, man.
But we said spoilers, so yeah, she survived.
Okay, spoilers. Corey, sorry. We're in it. This is what we do. So 40 minutes, it sets up. We have Elodie, Floria? The Elodie's is
11.
Millie Bobby Brown, who's our protagonist. She's chopping wood. She goes back to her village. And he shows that everyone's starving, they're cold, blah blah blah. It's pretty much the North, right? It's pretty much freaking Game of Thrones. They're in the North. They have
because they're in the North, and
they're in the North. It's Game of Thrones.
Right, gotcha. All right.
So then Elodie, our main protagonist, walks into her dad's chambers, and her dad is meeting with these high priestesses, and they're like, "Okay, you're now you're betrothed." So then they take him to what looks like King's Landing. The sets. When we were watching this was like these look like the sets straight up of Game of Thrones. Did they save money and just reuse Game of Thrones sets? Because that's how it looks.
They save money and just let ChatGPT fill in all the CGI for them.
That's what they did. So I'm gonna. Does Viola live? Who's Viola? The colored stepmother? Is that Angela Bassett?
Wow.
Was that her name?
We all don't look alike. I just heard her call her a stepmother the whole time. I don't remember.
So long story short, her mother died. Her mother died years ago. The father was like, "Damn, now that the mother's dead, I gotta get some of that dark meat." Marries Angela Bassett, and it's like this is now my life has changed. My food is seasoned, and I'm living it up. It's like those TikTok memes of like day one of dating a black girl. And so anyway, so he lives. So they go down to what's the land? Oria, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go down to the land, and it's all like it's very, very, very fairy tale for the first 40 minutes. She's like, I don't know if this prince is gonna be nice. She meets the prince. The prince is like super sweet to her. We see a love connection. She's like, oh, I don't want to give up my happiness. She's like, oh, I hope you don't have to. Blah blah. They look into each other's eyes, and they go. They sneak away, go horseback riding. Let me show you my spot.
Wait, you skipped the opening of the film.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I said just chopping wood.
That's actually where there was some action.
Oh, you're right.
The opening of the film started with like King Arthur.
We need to bring that in. We need to bring that in.
You're right. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. So the film opens. We see a team, a crack team of knights.
Yeah, wait. They go like like SEAL Team 6 down the road.
Down the hole.
Yeah,
they're clearly on like a grapple system.
Of course they are, because it's historically accurate, Jack. So they rappel down into the dragon's den. They have crossbows and swords. They find the dragon's brood. They kill 3 of the dragon babies. But they're like, we're gonna kill these dragon babies when we find. Next thing you know, the dragon shows up, and they're pointing crossbows at this giant dragon. Is that's gonna stop? Is that's gonna stop the dragon?
Right.
The dragon toasts the first row of people, then grabs and kills the rest of the row of people, and then we just see the king stab his sword into the wall.
Give up. He gave up so fast.
He gave up, and at this point, we assume the king is dead, but we find out he something happens after.
Yeah, he bartered a deal with the dragon. Okay, so that was how the movie opened. So now they're in Westeros.
Right, exactly.
in Westeros,
Exactly.
yes.
Now they're in Westeros. They go through this elaborate wedding ceremony. This not
Yeah, not
David.
Viola Davis.
Yeah.
Wow, Cole, you really meant that. I thought you were talking about the characters. Then you thought that was Viola Davis. That's Angela Bassett.
Oh man.
Listen, they're both phenomenal actresses, so that's a fair mix.
Yeah, but Angela Bassett's different.
She is.
But she's Angela
She
Bassett.
does not age Angela Bassett. Not that Viola Davis is not an attractive woman, but Angela Bassett. I mean, she for where she's at in life. I'm proud of her. Anyway, so
Wait, look at his next comment. Is
Yeah.
that Meryl or close? Actually, neither. It's Robin Robin Wright.
yeah, who's actually aging well herself too. So anyway, so we show up in Westeros. They get married, blah blah blah. And Robin Wright, we get an inkling something's wrong when Angela Bassett's character goes, "Hey, I want to meet you. We're gonna be family," and she's like, pretty much know your place, commoner.
Yeah.
And she's like,
That's what it was. Listen, and marriages like this is pretty much what it is. Like, yo, we're bringing you into the family, quote unquote. You get a stipend, or not a stipend. What's the word?
a dowry.
You get a dowry for your daughter. She comes in. We get a daughter, and then we have kids, and then the lineage goes on. It's a common thing in like
That's
medieval
not
practice.
normally how these medieval marriages are made. They're made for alliances. They're made for shows of stronger strength. In this case, one family's getting everything out of it,
Right.
and the other one's not. It's like, where's the balance? That's why stepmom, her flags are going off.
Right. So where were we? Oh yeah. So she said, "Know your place, commoner," and then stepmom, right? Her flags go off, and then she waits and sees the father come out, and she's like, "How'd everything go?" He's like, "It's fine." And you can see that the father knows something is very, very, very wrong. So the stepmom goes to Elodie and the sister, like, "Don't do this. Run away. Save yourself." And then she's like, "Why?" And the sister starts running her mouth like, "You were just for this. Is fine. Everything will be fine. Blah blah blah." All right, fine. They don't heed Angela Bassett's warning. Angela Bassett tells you to do something, you better do it. But they ignore Angela Bassett, and then stepmom is the real hero. They only listen to her in the first. I know, Connie. Then the movie would have been over. If they listened to stepmom, they would just left. The movie would have been over, and nothing would have happened. So then they get married. She goes through this whole thing. She gets all dressed up.
Mhm.
They go through the wedding. Then they're
Boy,
like,
did she get all dressed up.
"Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they have." She wears corset. She has the thing for the dress that makes the dress all poofy. And
We get a whole montage of her getting ready for the.
It almost felt like the Batman montage of him putting on all the armor.
Yeah.
It did. It
Wow.
did. Always the stepmom core, but the stepmom is good. She's
Listen, the stepmom stepped up, but no one listened to her. All right.
no one
And she
listened
got
to her.
stepped on.
Ooh.
She did. Ooh, she did. She did. All right. So then we go. So then we have the wedding, and everyone's happy. And then she goes and she's like, she says bye to everyone, and then they leave in the carriage. And she's like, "Where are we going?"
Which is really awkward because they just start driving, and I'm thinking it, she's thinking it. Where are they going?
What's
Yeah.
going on? What's going on? It's a Disney princess meets Game of Thrones. I mean,
That's
that's pretty awesome.
that's actually pretty good.
The
Yes,
first
Connie,
40 minutes is a Disney movie, right? There's no serious like adversary. It's just
Got
we're
it.
hungry and we're cold.
But do we?
Do we though? All right. So we get to the mountains, and then they're like, "This is part of our heritage to our ancestors, or whatever." Okay, cool. So they go, they do this thing. They give her a coin. She throws a coin down this pit.
Hold on.
Then-
We're not going to just step past the point. The fact that she gets out of the carriage and got all these people in freaking creepy cult masks.
What movie was that? Eyes Wide Shut, where
Eyes
they all
Wide
had the
Shut.
movie.
Yeah.
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 So it was medieval
All their
Eyes
masks
Wide
were
Shut.
like gold. Really
Yeah.
well sculpted for the medieval period too.
You know what? I was thinking when we were watching this, I was waiting for you, Jack, to say, "Oh, I made that," or "I made this," or "I made that." Uh, I was hoping. Um, Disney princess. Do you know who's Snow White's son? No, who's Snow White's son? Oscar. You guys know who's
Oscar Guitar Scar in the house.
This is going to be like a
man,
bad
today
joke.
we got tens of watchers today. Today is
Wow, killing it.
milestone episode.
Oscars ain't got nothing on us.
Yep,
Giving out
exactly.
awards.
Exactly.
All right, so they go up there. They're doing the ceremony. They slit wrists like they're in camp or something.
Yeah, so they slit wrists. Yeah, they're blood brothers now.
They're
They
blood
cut
brothers.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, bro, we just got married. Okay.
Yep, exactly. So so they get married. They go, and then he's like, okay, this is the part I have to pick you up for this part. Like, all right, you got to close your eyes. And she's like, oh, my sister would love this. And then all of a sudden, you see him start to hesitate, and then she wakes up. She's like, what's going on? And then crack, he throws her off the edge of the freaking pit, and she is falling.
Yeah.
Now she's not only falling; she's falling 5 stories
at least.
She's falling a lot.
She's hitting a lot of stuff on the way down too. A lot of branches and roots and whatever. And
now, now skipping ahead, this has been going on for 100 years or more.
Centuries.
Centuries. So we don't know exactly how many centuries. So I'm just saying bare minimum 200 years.
Bare minimum, because there's like 8 to 12 names carved in the wall.
Yes.
Now, here's what's interesting. So the girls who get down there, eventually all of them manage to escape that pit, jump over a gorge, which you need a thing to get over. They go through the glowworm. They find this one spot that's safe from the dragon that's going after you the entire time, and they write their name in the wall there, and they say safe spot.
Yeah.
Don't leave. Right. And there's a lot of bodies in the safe spot, but there are not a lot of bodies below the drop. And that drops like 5 stories down. And I'm like, how are not the majority of them just breaking their neck on impact?
You know what? So they set this up as if Elodie is special. But as she goes through all these adventures,
she is special. Did you see her chopping wood at the beginning?
Oh,
that's all I need. She's strong. She's super strong.
She is special, but when she gets there, all of the girls make it to this point.
Everyone makes it to that part. So she gets through all this. She jumps over the chasm. She does that. And then they're like...
There's literally a map of the place that someone else went through and drew on the wall for her.
Yeah.
Right.
We're like, well, it's a good thing she knows how to draw mazes, so she understands the map.
Right. But so does every other princess that's been there?
Of course. That's they teach you that in becoming a princess. You know, like you got table manners, how to address the court, and map drawing.
That's true. That's a good point, Richard.
You know?
That's true. I did read that in the book.
Somewhere.
So far, you've described the trailer. Anything in this one that wasn't in the trailer? No, the trailer is the entire movie.
It really is.
It does happen sometimes.
The spirit of vengeance is Ghost Rider, not in DC, Northern Nomad. In DC.
In DC,
right.
It's right.
If everyone is special, then you're not correct. Correct.
That's true. Right. Exactly.
But she is special because what she does differently than everyone else does is she actually tries to engage with the dragon on a logical level, right? And what we find out later through backstories is that what happened when the king and his SEAL Team 6 went down into the dungeon the first time, the king brokered a deal with the dragon and said, well, what we find out is that the king went down there to kill the dragon. Before he met the dragon, he killed the babies, the dragon's unborn babies that just popped out of the eggs. They killed the 3 children dragons instantly. And then the dragon came, killed all the men, and was going to kill the king and said, and the king's going, please don't kill me. And she goes, all right, look, you don't deserve death. Instead, you deserve the pain I went through. So you're going to sacrifice your 3 daughters to me.
Which at that point, I'm just like, this story doesn't make any freaking sense because we got how many centuries went by? How many people did they sacrifice? And it seemed like they've been doing it for so. Like, did the dragon not be like, okay, our Ben had 3? Like, did the dragon forget how to count? Is my thing. It's been way more than 3. This thing should have been over a long time ago.
So every family line has to sacrifice 3 daughters.
Okay, cool. But every daughter was different. Did we not forget that this dude was white, or does every human look the same to this
No,
man?
you know,
Maybe that's it.
in
Yeah,
this
well,
world, no one sees color. Rich, this is a
right.
very
And so,
progressive medieval times. Very
Uh-huh.
well, and
progressive.
so here's what's interesting about the dragon: the way the dragon discerns whether it's part of that particular king's lineage from thousands of years ago.
Dragons are greedy.
Well, actually, that's not too untrue, Corey. Um, the dragon smells the blood of the family line, right? Which is interesting because the king never bleeds blood. So how would the dragon know?
Well, I don't know. You're
Uh, I
The,
mean,
the
that's not the
king never
biggest
bled.
plot. That's not the biggest plot hole here. So
is it
let me
not?
mention something
Okay.
so we can talk about it later.
All
So
right.
she goes through. When the dragon first chased her, the dragon's talking to her. We realize dragon's sentient. Like, oh, where are you, my little bird? Blah blah blah. Chasing her, burns her with dragon fire. She finds out when she's going through these tunnels and stuff. She sees these glowworms. She falls asleep, wakes up. The glowworms are on her. They look like leeches, but then she realizes the glowworms. The glowworms heal her.
Yes.
Right. He's
And
talking about
then,
Jack and the Beanstalk. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, except for not in this case.
yeah.
The movie's odd.
Right. But
Yeah, I guess the dragon is smelling the blood through the person.
I guess right, and that's what she explains at the end. So okay, so she goes through this. She thinks she's making. She gets to. So she follows the map to the end. She climbs the crystals. She uses Victoria's tiara as a thing. She makes. At this point, she sheds her royal garb to
Yep.
down to this.
and can I point out for this strong, empowered movie
Go ahead.
that
Go ahead.
you notice how she would get less and less clothing as the movie goes on?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Well, she's
is
like
is
Bruce Willis.
empowering to be stripped. I mean, what? I mean,
It's-
no, let's not bring
Bruce-
Bruce Willis into this because at least Bruce Willis was getting hurt. She was climbing that wall of razor sharp crystals and got no scars on her, no
No,
Well,
cuts
I'm
on her.
surprised that she didn't take the glowworms with her for that.
Yeah.
Because
Why didn't she take the glow?
why did they have? You're right, Rich. Why did they have her test how pointy it was to watch her scale the face of
Well,
these?
no, Jack. To be fair, she
Yes.
tore up her dress and wrapped it around her hands and her feet.
You're true. You're right.
What?
Yeah.
Rich, just like real life. Don't you know that every time you need to do something
So,
tough, if you take
so
a piece
her
of
stomach
fabric,
never touched it, her arms never. Get out of here,
no,
bro.
you take a piece of fabric and wrap it around your hands. That's it.
And
Now I'm ready to
whole
climb.
body.
Viv
That's it.
We're
says
good to go.
dragon was black.
She was.
I mean, it was a black dragon.
Yeah, but she's Bruce was sexy.
What do you mean was? Connie Alaska says there were lots of issues with the lack of blood, although there was a lot of blood in the movie.
There was a lot of burns, kind of Alaska, so we could just assume that the wounds are cauterized because of the burns.
The dragon must have been just smelling it through the skin.
His movies are all about his fan service.
And what's wrong with that, Corey?
Are we talking about the dragon movie?
No, he's talking about Bruce Willis. He's talking about
Bruce Willis?
diehards.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
know.
Like,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she scales this wall with the crown, gets no cuts, gets up to the top, and sees that now it says not safe. I don't know how she didn't. First of all, she has a horrible sense of her environment because twice. This is the second time now she almost fell off a cliff. The very first time when she fell down and then went walking out into the opening when she saw the starlights or the little things before she made that little jump, and now this one where she's on top of this cliff and she's realized it's now just a hole in the mountain, right?
Yep.
And then for some reason now she notices Victoria's dead body, charred, and
Yep.
it said not safe, right? The
Is
dragon
she
comes
really after she got charred.
right. Yeah, I don't know how to. But the dragon comes, and it's like, mind you, the dragon was just below that shaft of the crystals. Pause, and
Wait,
somehow made its way out of the whole mountain and made its way to where she was at the opening. I'd have been like, yo, I'll try to find that opening somewhere. But anyway, As we see in the valley, they got horses. She's trying to call for the horses or people on the horseback and trying to figure out, try to get some help. The dragon sees them. Is like, okay, boom, we're going to rectify this. They leave. She makes her way back down the shaft, right? And again, SEAL Team 6 in it. Her father and some knights jump down into the hole. And
Right.
they're just out here, and a guide from the kingdom. They were out there yelling her name just all willy-nilly because there's not a big dragon, and the knight knows about the dragon, or the guy knows about the dragon, and he's not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
She makes her way back down, but now she's kind of creeping. She's being quiet about it. And then what happens after that?
Well, I have
Everyone
a
starts
question.
dying.
I have a question about the map on the cave wall that she finds.
Right.
Map on the cave wall. I'm assuming Viv. What's the character's name who had the tiara?
Victoria.
Victoria. I'm assuming Victoria. She was careful, guys. That's why she didn't cut. Right.
Obviously.
True. Okay.
It's
Obviously.
true. Obviously.
So she's the one who was charred up there at the top of the cave, right?
Right.
So here's my question. She drew a map in the safe part of the whole thing leading up to the top of the cave, where when she got to the top of the cave, she wrote, "Not safe."
Yes.
And then she must have, but she died here, but she drew the map. So when she was in the not safe spot, she must have went back down
and
to
then
the
drew the map to
made
go
the
back
map,
up.
and then went back up to die.
Yeah.
But she didn't write the map. Do not go there. She's like, just roll. See what happens.
I'm confused at how that one worked.
So we got a new guy, S. Do you know who Lord Farquaad is? Of course we watch Shrek. Of course we know who Lord Farquaad is. Who you plays as Lord Farquaad? The
Prince?
The Henry? The Prince? Yeah, probably the Prince.
S. Wow.
All right.
Look at that S.
We are on fire today.
All right.
Yeah,
right. So the father goes to try to save her.
Right.
She's kind of I think she jumped back down. Oh no, this is after. So she's kind of creeping in the corner. The dragon can smell her, but can't really get a pinpoint on her. The dragon wipes out all of the knights in spectacular order. Kills the father by sticking a claw straight through his chest.
Right.
But the claws were retractable at that point.
Yeah,
they were retractable.
That was something.
Like
that was something different. Yeah, like a cat.
Let me put an asterisk by that part because I want to keep going, Rich, but we need to come back to this because this is a huge plot hole for me.
Mm-hmm.
This
part, yes.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So, you want me just jump in the plot hole?
Yeah, I can't wait. Yes, please.
Okay. So we jump to the head. So the father's dead. The queen, the dragon's going crazy because the dragon can't find LD. The dragon lights the sky on fire. Robin Wright is like, I knew this chick was gonna be trouble. What gave her that idea that this chick was gonna be trouble? Okay, fine. So then he's like, let's grab the sister.
Because she was opinionated.
Oh, that's what it teaches. That's what it teaches. There you go.
She got some wit, Yep.
So she's like, I knew this chick was gonna be trouble. And yes, Corey, Wolverine dragon, absolutely. So then they grab the sister, they stab Angela Bassett in the gut, and then they take the sister, and then she realizes, oh shoot, my sister is here. So she actually escapes.
Yes.
And she hides under a rock, and she gets back, and then we see Angela Bassett ride up, and she's like, they took your sister. And she's like, okay. And now all of a sudden she's an action hero, and she's like, I'm gonna go back there and lay the smackdown.
Jumps right back down into that hole.
This was the plot part you had problems with?
No, I gotta jump ahead to get to the plot part. So anyway,
let's jump ahead then.
I'm jumping. So she gets back there, she finds her sister, hides her sister, she starts fighting the dragon, stabs the dragon in the eye, then the dragon's chasing her, she stabs the dragon in the hand, and then all of a sudden she walks past like a curved rock, where she sees every time the dragon moves, she sees the wind blow back, and she assumes that, and her plan is when the dragon shoots fire, the fire would blast back to the dragon, right?
Right.
Yes.
The dragon shoots fire, bam, blasts back, burns the dragon's dying. She's like, and the dragon's like, finish it, do it. And she's like, no. I
Well-
have to explain to you, you've been tricked and you've been lied to.
Right.
Okay. And then she goes and gets glowworms and saves the dragon with the glowworms. Why didn't she just do that with her dad? Her dad is sitting there dying. Why'd you just save her dad? But no, the dragon just killed your father. So instead of saving your dad, you go and you save the dragon?
I feel like the glowworms might. Hold on. First of all, this is your plot. Okay, all right. I don't think the glowworms can heal like a whole destroyed piece of tissue.
They were dying. They were both straight up dying.
He had a hole in his chest. Like
The dragon was burned.
that's just
The
burned.
dragon was like,
That's
no, the
that's
dragon
surface.
wasn't shooting fire. So
That's surface
Corey
level
asked,
stuff.
is the dragon fireproof? No, the dragon's not fireproof, but the dragon's spitting more like magma, like
Yeah.
hot lava. It's not really
it's like
spitting
napalm.
fire.
It's like Vietnam in there.
Yeah, it's like napalm.
Connie Alaska is saying it's because the dad betrayed her. So
Yeah, but she karma.
but she's like, that's it, Dad. You deserve to die. Yes, he deserves to die, and I hope he burns in hell.
I don't. Yeah, she probably was just like, nah, screw you, dad, go die.
It
But I
seemed
don't.
like the dad had
still.
died, but the dad died in front of her, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, could she have healed his wounds? Maybe if she was on top of it, but that damage was internal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then we see her put the glowworms all over the dragon, right?
Yeah, look,
Cool.
just a small section of the head.
Yeah, on where the dragon's burned. Okay, fine. Then we cut back to Westeros.
Yeah.
We
She's
see
riding the
that-
dragon.
Yeah, now forget the business. Forget the dad. Obviously, the writers did and everyone else did, so I guess we should too. So that poor Angela Bassett is like, "What's up with dad?" And she's like, "Yo, he's not coming back." So
Now, also, stepmom is stabbed at this point, and stepdaughter doesn't bring any glowworms back for her.
right, that's true, Jack. That's true.
Yo, she can get some stitches. She'll be good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. She's good. She's good. Whatever. So, and stepmom is stepmom is the goat in this. She rides across Westeros with a stab wound to the gut to try and save this chick.
Yeah.
Right.
So Viv says, "You want the dragon as your bestie? I would have done the same." Well, that's what we're getting to. So she rolls up into Westeros. This guy now, he has a Filipino
He's
chick.
getting married. He's getting married a third time in the
third.
same day.
Yo, can we just first? It's like the turnaround rate on this is incredible. It's like not even a day went by. Maybe a day went by, and we already got another one in the mix, about to go in there. Like
No, but
great.
he threw the older sister in the pit yesterday, the younger sister in the pit today, and he's getting married that afternoon.
So, but remember,
and the day before,
and
the older sister, he was
remember,
married.
when she first gets to the castle, she sees a girl. They share like a half smile, and when
Right.
she gets down the pit, she sees the girl half burned.
Bro.
Now, keep in mind that girl was girl number 2, so it means
Right.
the day before that there was a third.
Right. He's third time word. That's what that was the deal. It had to be three daughters. So
I
that
gotta know who S is, man.
Yeah.
This is so mysterious.
And the crazy part, the prince was like, "Oh, listen, we're good. As soon as we throw this chick in, I can marry you.
Whoever I
Everything's
want.
all right."
Right.
he is toxic beyond toxic. This guy. He's like, "Don't worry, baby. This time
We
is
can
different. You
read
know I love
books
you."
together. Oh man.
So we see the dragon coin roll. The queen looks, and then she rolls up in her tattered rags.
Can we
Like,
talk about that roll though? Can we talk
What?
about like the way that coin rolled all the way through the castle straight to the foot of the queen?
Yeah.
Like that princess has a whole nother career in store for her.
I mean, she is a professional coin roller. So
She gets it from chopping wood. Okay.
That's what she gets. Exactly. So so Queen picks it up and is like, "Oh my goodness, what is this?" And then she sees her roll up, and everyone's like, "Oh, dude, it's a player. Dump. He is. He's like, yo, he didn't just dump him, Corey. He throws him over the ledge.
Like literally.
So
But he's got his technique down because they're not dying on impact.
they are. Well, he don't be tickling or nothing. He got his technique down.
Yeah.
Yep. Viv says 10 out of 10 movie for sure. And then Corey says CGI coins roll like crazy.
No, I think they did that. I think they did that until they got the take.
Yeah. Oof. So anyway, she
It's
rolls
Tobey
up
Maguire Spider-Man, that thing.
and now she's like, yo, I am Khaleesi, mother of dragons. This is straight up from Game of Thrones, like season 4, where she's like Dracarys. So she's like, if you don't want to be fried, leave. And then a bunch of people turn around and run away. And then when I tell you it's almost shot for shot, like you just see the dragon over her head above her, and the dragon just spits hot fire like Dylon. Like,
this is what I said when they just took things from other movies and shows and just threw it together, but then still forgot how to do the show.
So she cooks everyone. So we see Robin Wright's character. She's burning, but her skin stays intact a little bit,
really?
but
Yes.
it's hot enough for her to melt the crown.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
The gold crown on her scalp begins to melt before her flesh does.
Yeah.
Right. Just like real life.
Now that might have been CGI, or they might have actually done that, which is interesting scientifically how that worked.
And then they burned the prince too.
Oh yeah, because why would he run away?
He accepted it. He just sat there, took a deep breath, and was like, "Oh yeah, here it comes."
Yep.
Yeah, I probably
My player ways have gotten me.
That's it.
I mean, but you know what happens. Either way, when you're a player, you get burned in some type of way, right?
Some way.
And you probably had it coming. And then the movie ends.
Yeah, with her. Well, first we have the scene of her walking across the drawbridge, and the dragon. We see the outline of the dragon flying over, the shadow of the dragon over her. Again, like shot for shot.
Oh, that's the name of a movie. The Shadow of the Dragon.
Copyright 3 Brothers and Shadow Milk.
Shadow of the Dragon.
Yep. That sounds like it'd be.
All right, so the Shadow of the Dragon passes over her. Then she's on a boat, and
she's going back to her stuff. And then as she's going down. Now they talk about going on adventures and seeing the world. And you see the dragon flying along with them. And they essentially become what's the family of Khaleesi? What's the name of their family?
Right.
It's House of the Dragon. They become House of the Dragon.
Can I tell you what was kind of silly though?
And she's powerful because she chops wood. Just
right.
I'm going to continue to throw that out there.
Here's something that's odd about the film. So they leave. And all right, the dragon is centuries old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Centuries old.
Yes.
There's only one way that makes sense based off of the information that's given to us in the course of the movie. The dragon has clearly been eating the glowworms for centuries, and it's been healing her insides, keeping her young, right?
Maybe, yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Right? It has to make sense.
Well, I mean, in some stories that I read, dragons don't need to eat that much because certain dragons they'll go into hibernation for like thousands of years or hundreds of years or whatever.
But not this one wakes up every year to eat at least kids.
Yeah.
Or kill them. Not really eat. She kills them.
Now, how's a dragon going to survive with our new Khaleesi?
That's what I'm getting at. So Khaleesi, our new Khaleesi, not only is that dragon's going to die in a few years, she left the Fountain of Youth behind her. They didn't take the glowworms with them.
Why didn't they take the glowworms?
Yeah. Just give her
I thought she was smart. Like the smartest person on the planet isn't going to take the thing that heals you from everything.
And that could have brought their kingdom up because, like, hold on, we got these glowworms that can heal everything. Our kingdom could be the hot spot now because we can heal everything.
Instead of going back to where you live, why would you just send ships and just live in the paradise? Why are you going back to the north?
Well, they
why
burned,
would
they
the
burned
dragon
it
want to
down.
leave its home?
They just burned down the palace, but they torched the entire Westeros.
Right. Right, because the other place is a desert hotspot, and this is a utopia.
Right.
Yeah, and everyone was leaving anyway. They really didn't have any subjects there.
Yeah.
Right. And there was no food where her home is.
Right. So why are you going back with a dragon? Wait, you're gonna be like, look, I got a dragon now. Now we're
'Cause
the house with the dragon.
Now I go to
because they
press
got
free.
gold and supplies now. Now they can
You can't eat gold.
outlive every freeze. From what they said, they can survive any freeze now.
Why? But they
Listen,
just torched
listen.
everyone.
This is logic. Like I said, they threw out the door a long time ago. Okay,
The sequel. This is the sequel. The
glowworm.
the glowworm wars.
They got those glowworms.
I mean,
They got
it could be. I mean, it's enough of a commodity that would be worth fighting for, to be attacked for.
No, this will not be a sequel. They forgot about the glowworms, just like they forgot. Anyway, yeah, they're not.
All right. And that's it. That is Damsel. What do you guys
Right.
think?
That was Damsel.
What do you guys rate it?
Uh, I would say IGN was pretty spot on with this, and this is a 3.
Damn, Rich, really?
I'm hitting it for a 3. Like I was looking at this thing, and I'm like literally pausing, going back. I'm yelling at the screen. I'm like, what is happening? I just couldn't like suspend my disbelief and just go into it and just.
It's pretty low, Rich.
I know it is. It's very low, and they accept it.
Right.
Chris, what do you got?
I give it like a 5.5. I thought it was way better than I thought. It wasn't boring. You know, we got 40 minutes of Disney, which I was like, I would rather have seen her like fight. You know, it's funny. When you look at the upper right hand corner of our picture, you see a picture of her with the sword, and she only fought for like.
She could have killed that dragon
5
a long
minutes.
time ago.
I mean, at one point, she had a montage where she got armored up and she said she set the trap and did that stuff. I wanted to see more of that, but we didn't get that. And the revenge was
the trap wasn't even a trap. The trap was more like an egg timer.
It was.
And it went off. Yeah, I think that's a fair score. I'd probably give it a 5. So we got a 3, a 5.5, and a 5. So collectively, we have given it a 4.5. But I will say this: the dragon in this film is pretty spectacular. Like
the dragon is dope.
Yeah,
the dragon looks cool.
I think
it's an interesting.
It bled gold because they were talking about it at one point. They were like,
it did look like it bled gold.
Yeah, and even when the hatchlings hatched, it's like they were born in gold. Yeah. So I think, and one of the knights said that it was rumored that people come down here to try to slay the dragon for its blood. So
yes, he did say that. So Viv gave it a 6 out of 10. All right, a little bit up, and then Corey says just about the dragon. So Corey's actively watching it now. Aris gives it an 8 so far. A little too scary. Sebastian, you agree with that? A little too scary?
Yep.
But Sebastian, that was a little too scary. But real good, she says.
The scary part where that girl was like half
burned, right? Yeah. And Connie says 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Wow. I want you watching my movie.
Yeah.
No, but I would say that the dragon was pretty great to see, and an interesting take on dragon
I agree,
physicality. Yes. It was almost cat-like, you know.
It was with the retractable claws and
even the way it moved. Like you had a few full body shots of the dragon, and the way it kind of ambled around the place was actually very interesting.
We didn't see the full body dragon until like the very end, almost to the end.
Yeah, you saw a lot of face shots and some wings, but so there were some cool things about the film, but yeah, all right, so collectively 4.5.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that's what that was. Damsel,
and that was Damsel.
That was Damsel.
That was Damsel.
So, let's move on to some recommendations. So with us having Women's Day passing and us watching the strong female lead, what other female-led movies or what female characters are strong female characters that I would give on my recommendation list? So number 1, and actually, you know what, in no particular order, I give Kiddo from The Bride from Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic female lead. Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor.
I was going to say T2.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonder Woman. Both. Gal Gadot Wonder Woman.
Okay.
I love Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. Pam Grier, everything she's ever been in, Foxy Brown, and everything. She's like her movies are like the predecessor to Tarantino movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Blue Eye Samurai.
Blue Eyes. How dare you don't have Sigourney Weaver on there? What are we talking about?
Oh, that's true. That's a
Right?
good point. That's a good point. But you know what though? The one thing that all these female characters share is that there's no soapbox. They're written like we talked about last or the week before. They're written authentically, and they're just fantastic characters that happen to be women. And because of that, you're like, I can ride with them no matter what because their characters are so strong. So,
Well, as we've seen in the past year, and we're probably going to continue to see, it's going to be a whole lot more soapboxing. All right.
yep, there is. There is.
We might get a little bit here and there, like Blue Eye Samurai, that sticks out, but it's just a whole bunch of box checking, dun 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 dun.
It's true. It's like that. It's like that South Park clip.
I was trying to get an audio clip for that so I can have it on the soundboard, but I haven't done it yet.
Please,
I haven't found it.
I have
Northern Nomad.
It's
Wait,
not
wait,
good.
wait.
Northern Nomad. Where'd he go?
Just got that McFarlane DC Multiverse Gal Gadot Wonder Woman Shazam 2 figure.
Okay.
Did you pay Northern? Did you pay full price or did you get it on? Was it discounted? So I've been seeing them being discounted. Legend of Korra.
Yeah, Legend of Korra was all right too.
Yeah.
I never watched Legend of Korra.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You're right, Sebastian. What
we got?
Show them your thing.
So today it's not a gun, but it's more like a bomb.
Show them.
Okay.
So today it's a rocket launcher.
A rocket.
Wait,
look
I
at that.
thought you were going to show us something else. What did we talk about yesterday?
Oh, I'm about to show it after this.
All right. Wow, that's some
eBay
Looney
20.
Tunes.
Oh, did it fire? Yeah.
Yo-yo.
$22 was shipping.
Yo-yo.
And a yo-yo.
Oh, that's the yo-yo. All right, let's see the yo-yo trick. That's
And
what I'm
of course, it's a Duncan. Go ahead, do it. Of course, it's not going to happen because you're on camera. That's how it always happens. Right when we're done, you're going to do it. But because you're trying to do it on the spot, it's not going to work.
You'll get it.
You'll get it. Go ahead, Bashi.
Wind it up.
After this trick, I'm doing the same trick, but it's not really a trick. But
Oh, while he does that, let me show you what I'm making. So we talk about Silver Surfer. I'm making a Silver Surfer. I'm 3D printing a Silver Surfer now, and this is a surfboard, and it comes with like an energy wave that the surfboard sits on.
That's
And
dope.
the Silver Surfer sits on these pegs.
Sick.
Okay. Now you can put in like a magnet on though for it to send an energy wave, or it just sits with a peg.
It actually has like indents.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it's-
I already did the trick, but I failed it, so I'm gonna do a better trick. Move your head.
that Silver Surfer is coming.
Okay. Dope.
So I already did the trick, but I failed it.
It's all right.
Okay.
And, whoa.
Someone's losing an eye.
Someone's about to
We were so fast I can't even see it.
So
get a
fast.
chipped tooth. All right.
You're going so fast you can't even see it.
See, nice. Good job. All right.
All right. There
All right,
it is.
guys. That's it. So that's what we got. That was Damsel. That was what we do. Follow us, like, subscribe, do all the stuff. If you like us, tell your friends. If you don't like us, tell them you watch somebody else's YouTube channel. That's all I
If you
got,
don't
guys.
subscribe, you're gonna hit by the rocket launcher.
That's true. That's exactly what's going to happen if you don't subscribe.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Save back time. Save back time.